Ahead of the Delhi elections, where they were hoping for some relief coming in from the Delhi High Court on the bail plea on both the ED and the CBI cases, but the High Court very strong in its observations and denying bail to Manish Sisodia. News coming through at this point is that the Delhi High Court has turned around and said that Sisodia has not made a case for bail both in the ED and the CBI case. The corruption in this case originated with the applicant's desire to design a policy that is beneficial to some. Case at hand is of grave misuse of power. The aim was to create a policy that is beneficial to some and kickbacks could come in. So some very strong observations that have been made by the court. Manish Sisodia has to pass the triple test in CBI and twin conditions in PMLA. Sisodia had involved himself in the destruction of evidence and hence the possibility of tampering of evidence cannot be ruled out. All these concerns raised on behalf of the ED and the CBI have also been upheld and aired by the court while denying Manish Sisodia bail. Ananya joins us with more details. Ananya, some very strong observations there made by the judge. And what happens next to Manish Sisodia, for Manish Sisodia? How long does he now continue to remain in custody?
Well, definitely, Manish Sisodia remains to be in custody both in the ED and CBI case. Strong observations coming in from the judge, clearly going on to say that, the corruption in this matter started when this policy had started to, actually being formulated, that there was an intent to actually favor a specific group of people and so that kickbacks could be received in exchange of that. And very clear observations that Manish Sisodia is somebody who's very powerful, holding 18 portfolios in the Delhi cabinet and also has remained the Delhi, the Deputy Chief Minister of the National Capital Territory of Delhi, and hence possibility of tampering with evidence and influencing of witnesses cannot be ruled out is what the High Court had to say while turning down the bail application of Manish Sisodia. Big setback coming in for the Aadmi Party and the former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia from the Delhi High Court. Next move is to move the Supreme Court. When he does that, it's something that we'll have to wait and watch for. But at this point of time, Manish Sisodia will have to remain behind in fact, the bars.
Thank you for your update, Ananya. Let's get a move on, ladies and gentlemen. So the trouble continues to mount for the Aadmi Party. No respite there, and at multiple fronts they stand exposed. And whether or not will the people make them pay, we'll have to wait and watch. Or will they be able to come clean of all the charges against them, including the issue with respect to Swati Maliwal. Let's turn our focus away from Delhi. Battle for Bharat is on. Phase 5 has been polled. 2 more phases to go. And in the midst of some heated election campaigning, another storm is actually brewing in the state of Bengal, the ripples of which are being felt nationwide. Bengal Chief Minister Mamata stirred a controversy by stating that institutions like Ramakrishna Mission and Bharat Sevashram Sangha were working under the influence of the BJP. She also alleged that entities like ISKCON are also working at the behest of the BJP. The Chief Minister targeted a prominent monk of the BSS, Maharaj, and blamed him for riots in Beldanga in Murshidabad during Ram Navami processions last month. The Chief Minister said the monk was earlier associated with the Congress leader adhering and is now with the BJP. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while addressing a rally in Jhargram in Bengal, said that the Chief Minister was issuing threats against monks and condemned the vandalism at an ashram of the Ramakrishna Mission in the state's Jalpaiguri district on the 19th of May. PM Modi attacked the Trinamool for hurting religious faith of Hindus in Bengal. Let's have a look at the war of words, starting with Mamata Bandyopadhyay, Kartik Maharaj and Prime Minister Modi.
আসানসোলে একটা রামকৃষ্ণ মিশন আছে। আমি রামকৃষ্ণ মিশনকে কি হেল্প করিনি? সিপিএম যখন খাবার বন্ধ করে দিয়েছিল, দিল্লি থেকে নির্দেশ আসে, বলে বিজেপিকে ভোট দেওয়ার জন্য বলো। কেন করবে সাধু সন্তরা এই কাজ? কিন্তু রামকৃষ্ণ মিশনকে সবাই সম্মান করে, শ্রদ্ধা করে। ওদের কাছে একটা হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ আছে গ্রুপ, তো রামকৃষ্ণ মিশন ভোট দেয় না কোনোদিনও, এটা আমি জানি। তার আমি অন্যকে কেন ভোট দিতে বলবো?
মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্রী উনি যেটা বলেছিলেন, আমাকে প্রমাণ চেয়েছি, আমি কোন জায়গায় আমি বলেছি, কোন বুথ থেকে আমি সেই কর্মীকে সরিয়ে দেওয়ার কথা বলেছি এবং সরিয়ে দেওয়া হয়েছে আমার কথায়। তিনি প্রমাণ দেবেন। আমার এখানে সমস্ত রাজনৈতিক দলের লোকের সঙ্গে আমার সম্পর্ক।
बंगाल की मुख्यमंत्री इस्कॉन वालों को, रामकृष्ण मिशन वालों को, भारत सेवाश्रम के सन्यासियों को खुले तौर पर धमका रही है, खुले मन से चेतावनी दे रही है। दुनिया भर में इन मिशन से जुड़े वाले लाखों अनुयायी आज पूरी दुनिया में रहते हैं। इतनी हिम्मत सिर्फ अपने वोट बैंक को खुश करने के लिए, उन्हें साधने के लिए टीएमसी इतने निचले स्तर पर उतर आई है। आपने अपने वोट की ताकत से ऐसी सजा देनी है, ऐसी सजा देनी है कि कभी वो हमारे संतों, महंतों, महापुरुषों का अपमान न कर सके।
Ajay Alok, national spokesperson of the BJP with us, Tausif Khan, advocate, political analyst who backs the Trinamool Congress with us, and Dr. Anand Ranganathan, scientist, author, political commentator with us. Namaste and Jai Hind to everybody. Thank you very, very much. Tausif Khan, what would you like to say? Kartik Maharaj has said, show me proof of your allegation or I demand an unconditional apology.
You see, Mamata Banerjee has raised a very pertinent question and a very specific question. She has not said anything about all the units of the organization, particularly Mr. Kartik Maharaj. And she has also said that there is WhatsApp group where they are asking people to vote for BJP. But they themselves never go out and vote. Ramakrishna mission, as Mamata Banerjee herself said, that they do not go out and vote on the voting day. Then if they have to start campaigning, why this campaigning for only one specific party? And it is not only Mamata Banerjee, even the Bengal Congress president, who plays a role of opposition in Bengal, who is known as an anti-Mamata, has also said the same thing. He has also given a statement that Mr. Kartik Maharaj is involved and in campaigning for BJP, asking people to vote for BJP. And there are statements, it happens it may happen that, there may be no video recording of a statement said in a public rally. Who is he to ask for the evidence from the chief minister? Had it, he has a right. Anyone has a right to go and vote to any party they want. But they were wearing a hat of a monk, so appearing as a neutral person, politically or apolitical person. You are actively campaigning for one political party. That is where Mamata Banerjee has raised a question. And there's nothing wrong in it. If he can, Mr. Kartik Maharaj can stand for a ticket. BJP will give him a ticket. He can stand for the election. But there are WhatsApp groups from where these campaignings and the BJP rhetorics and BJP's propagandas are, spread.
Ajay Alok, how would you respond to that?
First, I would like to remind Tausif that you don't fight a monk. Mamata Banerjee should have taken the lesson from Rohingyas. They fought with monk there. What happened to them? They are in the Mamata's rescue now. So you never fight a monk. See this pathological hatred towards saffron all across the Indi Gadbandhan, right from West Bengal to Kerala to Karnataka. I mean, it's something called pathological hatred. You can't help it. Mamata Banerjee gets burned the moment she sees saffron. Now, how can you blame Ramakrishna Mission Trust? You have already blamed earlier Lord Ram, now it's Ramakrishna Mission Trust, now it is Bharat Seva Trust. And where this gentleman comes from, Bharat Seva Trust, it lies in Murshidabad. And Mamata Banerjee is there for what? She doesn't listen to her MLA who says that we'll cut Hindus into pieces and their pieces will be thrown off in Ganga. She doesn't listen to that. But she thinks that the monk is actively campaigning for BJP. You are very sadly mistaken, Mr. Tausif. If this is the kind of appeasement politics you are going, and now you are just involving saints and monks into it, you are going to pay a price for it. There is no doubt about it. You are going to pay price, and Mamata Banerjee is going to pay price. I mean, why doesn't she go and just change her religion if that irritates her so much, the saffron irritates her so much? You simply say so. But you cannot discriminate being a chief minister on the basis of religion. You cannot discriminate that this monk is campaigning for BJP. Why doesn't she say that this mullah is campaigning for TMC? And you were mentioning Congress. You and Congress are fighting for the same vote bank. That is Muslim vote bank in the West Bengal. That's why he's also accusing a monk of Murshidabad that he's campaigning for BJP. No. We keep religion out of the politics. You're getting religion inside the politics. And that's why we keep on mentioning to the people that this is your secular chehra. This is not your secular chehra. This is your demeaned chehra.
Will
What
build
you
temple
are
and
actually.
you're saying keeping religion out.
For the policy
I
of
don't know,
appeasement, you
which-
can go to
which-
any length.
I think you did not hear what you said. Your own party manifesto, when they say that we will build temple, and then you are saying that we keep religion out of politics.
My party manifesto very clearly says we will not discriminate on the basis of religion. Your Indi Gadbandhan says that we will empower Muslim board. We will not promote, we will not support majoritarianism. Your Indi Gadbandhan alliance says so, which you say that you will support. Now you are out of it. You will support it, but you won't be able to support it because you won't
brings
support
a
it,
law.
able to support yourself. If this is your attitude,
You
if this
bring
is
a
your
law.
attitude, you don't believe in constitution.
You bring a law and
Your only
discriminate
fear.
on the basis
Tausif,
of religion.
do you agree or not? Tausif, do you
You
agree
bring
or
a
not?
law.
Your only
You bring
fear
a
is
law
division of
and
Muslim
discriminate
vote
on
between
the
you and
ground
Congress.
of religion.
And for that you are targeting Hindus. Now you are targeting Hindu saints. Now you are targeting monks who doesn't have any relation to politics.
Any monk or
Just
any
to keep your
saint
Muslim
has
vote
nothing
intact,
to
it
do
should
with
not be taken
politics.
by Congress.
No, if your monologue is over, may I also continue?
Who?
Any monk, any saint
It's not a
has
monologue.
nothing
It's
to
the
do with religion.
Then why you are targeting
That
a
is the
saint?
truth.
And
The
then why
only
you
truth-
why you are targeting him?
You are saying
Why you are targeting Bharatiya Seva Peeth?
You
Tomorrow,
are-
if he is murdered by one of
you
your
are
moons, will you
saying-
take
you are saying
responsibility?
saint.
Tomorrow,
No,
if his
you will-
security gets
BJP
threatened
will murder
and he's
him.
murdered during
If
election
he
time,
is murdered.
do you take his responsibility?
Now,
Because
now
that's
you are
your attitude
treading
of
on
your
the
workers.
path.
You murder
Now
those
you
who
are treading on
opposes
the
you,
path.
whether it is Congress or BJP. You have been murdering people. That's a remark of Calcutta High Court. It's not my remark. You have been murdering people, those who oppose you, even after elections.
Calcutta High
People
Court
have fled the
has-
state
No.
and run to take the shelter in other states.
No, Calcutta High Court's ex-judge.
It's there for
who is
everyone
now
to see,
your
the whole country
candidate.
to see.
Arey Baba, let me
What
also
kind
say,
of
you will
mindset
only
you
say-
have? God
What
help
kind
West
of
Bengal.
mindset you have? Ajay Alok, if your
God help,
monologue is over,
God
let
help
me
West
also
Bengal
say.
if this kind of a Hitler Tana Shah, she has broken all the records.
You know
Just to
Abhijit
appease you
Ganguly?
guys,
Do you know?
20%.
Do you know the name? You know Abhijit Ganguly? Do you know Abhijit Ganguly? He is your candidate in Bengal. Do you know? Do you know who he is? You have no knowledge.
So?
You have zero knowledge. Abhijit Ganguly is the ex-judge of
What
Calcutta.
difference does it make?
Do you know?
What
do you know?
difference does it
makes
make to your skin?
Wait. Have patience.
One of the
Have
judges who
patience.
retired yesterday also, he
Arey
also said
Baba,
that
have
I joined RSS in my childhood days.
Do you know?
Does
Abhijit
it affect his
Ganguly has
judgments?
been reprimanded by
You
censored
want
by
me
the
to say
election commission.
does it affect his judgments?
Abhijit Ganguly has been censored by election commission.
Don't change the goalpost.
Gentlemen,
Don't change
gentlemen,
the
we are
goalpost.
digressing
You are
from a
targeting
very
monks,
simple
monks,
question that I started with, to
This is
which
not acceptable.
Tausif Khan you have not answered.
You are targeting Ramakrishna.
There
which
is the
not
chief
acceptable.
minister who's
you are
also
targeting Lord Ram,
one
which is
minute,
not
please yield
acceptable.
Ajay Alok.
Don't
I'm
change
just
the
saying,
goalpost.
from the very outset, I asked a simple question. The chief minister of the state, the star campaigner of the Trinamool Congress, the chief patron of the Trinamool Congress, the home minister of the state, standing and walking around, prowling around like a lioness there on that dais, made a claim that a monk who belongs to the Ramakrishna mission was sending messages, and then she said that there are WhatsApp groups where they're openly appealing people to vote for a particular party. The monk turned around and said, tell me which voting booth, polling booth have I visited? Which counting center did I stand before and say this? And where is the message that quotes me saying something like this? Has that proof been presented? Can Ms. Mamata Banerjee, Ms. Mamata Bandyopadhyay actually turn around and shoot and scoot in this matter? It's the same Chief Minister, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, who just at the beginning ahead of these polls, ahead of phase 1, exhorted an entire group of people, Muslims, you better vote for me. Otherwise, what is going to happen?
Good evening, Anand, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, by claiming that some monks of the Ramakrishna mission and ISKCON are BJP stooges, I think Ms. Mamata Banerjee has mainstreamed Hindu phobia, but worse than that, she has dog whistled. But you have to see her statement in a wider context, and Prime Minister is absolutely pat on correct. Because hatred for Hindus has been perfected into an art form by the TMC. It required the two strands, open discrimination against Hindus and open appeasement of Muslims, to be intertwined. And TMC has achieved it to an extent that now, Anand, it is impossible to disentangle the two. Let me explain. One can't go without the other. This is why it is important to deep dive. Remember how Didi recently warned Hindus to not venture in quote-unquote Muslim areas? Or her silence at TMC's Sheikh Alam boasting 4 Pakistan can be created if 30% Muslims come together? Or her silence at Havra violence in response to Nupur? Or giving ticket to Sayoni of condom over Shivling fame? Whether it be changing Ram Dhenu to Wrong Dhenu, opposing CAA, calling Batla encounter fake, appointing a Muslim on Tarkeshwar Temple Board, providing midday scheme meal, dining hall for only those schools having 70% or more minority students, curtailing the time duration traditionally permitted for Durga idol immersion to make way for Muharram procession, granting 2.6 crores of taxpayers' money to Furfura Sharif, promising to give land to imams for construction of houses, paying more than 30,000 imams, 2,500 per month, and over 15,000 muezzins, 1,500. This till blatant communal move was struck down by the High Court 8 years later. In the face of great uproar, she sanctioned a much lower stipend and much lesser number for Hindu priests. Muslims form 30% of Bengal population, Anand, but 66% of OBC groups in Bengal are Muslims. And when accused of Muslim appeasement, she had thundered, "Jai Goru doodh dei tar lathiyo khete hoy." If a cow gives milk, one has to be prepared for its kicks. Anand, fact is that if there is a party that has worked most for Muslims, it is the BJP. While our Muslim population is 14.2%, as many as 31.3% of homes under Awas Yojana, 33% of funds under Kisan Samman Nidhi, 36% beneficiary under Mudra Yojana have been Muslims. Housing, skilling, scholarships, government jobs. No other Prime Minister has comparatively done more for Muslims than Modi. Let us look very briefly at the condition of Muslims in a state that has never been ruled by BJP, Bengal. In Bengal, Muslims are poorer than any other India state. They have only figure for India is 22.1% according to the periodic labor force survey. Only 13% Bengali Muslims have regular salary job. 35% Bengali Muslims work as casual laborers. Figure for India is 24%. Muslims in Bengal earn 27 to 40% lower than Muslims in the rest of India. Muslims make up 30% of Bengal population, but only 7% of all university and college teachers in Bengal are Muslims. And if you discount madrasas, the figure is even more minuscule. Literacy rate for Muslims is 7% lower than state average. This after 40 years of rule by those who claim to work for them. Another example of discrimination is the Disturbed Areas Act, where a Muslim is forced to live in Muslim ghettos and not mix. And who brought this law? The Congress. But very briefly, Anand, just look at Muslims in Bengal, BJP ruled Gujarat. Their rural per capita income is higher than Hindus. They occupy same percentage of higher government posts as is their population share. This is from the Sachar report. Their literacy rate is 6% higher than national average. Just 10 seconds. Anand, it is time the Muslims realize that their victim is hurting their community the most. Because a Bengali Muslim is worse off than an Indian Muslim, while a Gujarati Muslim is better off. So please, disentangle this appeasement and Hindu phobia and address both. Otherwise, it will be the same thing over and over again.
Tausif Khan.
You see, Anand is very confused in his mind. He must first clarify all the welfare schemes which he is alleging that favors Muslim, which he is criticizing, that Mamata should not grant any welfare scheme or help the Muslim community in Bengal. And at the same breath, he is saying, same breath, at the same breath, he is quoting data and showing,
Let him say what he has to say, and then you counter him.
Then he is showing quotas, he's quoting data and showing that Muslims are so poor, Muslims are so downtrodden, and that Muslims really need help. And then he says, do not trust Mamata Banerjee. whatever aid, whatever welfare scheme Mamata Banerjee is running, that cannot be trusted. She's using you as an appeasement for appeasement politics. But trust Modi ji. Bring Narendra Modi ji in power, and then Narendra Modi ji will give you same welfare scheme that they are getting from Mamata Banerjee. What sort of argument, what sort of logic is this? This will not help you attract Muslim vote.
I'll give you
contradicting
while
you are contradicting yourself.
Tausif Khan, as Anand Ranganathan
Again,
responds
change
to
of goalpost, Anand.
One minute, Ajay ji.
We are not talking of welfare schemes.
No, Ajay ji, coming back. 1 second. I just have a simple question, sir. Since 2011, Ms. Mamata Bandyopadhyay is in power in Bengal. 15 years already. Take your time. Go to Googlaya Namaha. Open up. Tell me what was the state of Muslims in 2011 in Bengal. What is the state of Muslims in 2024 in Bengal? Please give me how much have things improved under Ms. Mamata Bandyopadhyay. Tausif Khan, since you wanted to call out Anand Ranganathan, I'm giving you time. Anand Ranganathan, respond.
Yeah, thank you. You know, Tausif is a very dear friend, but I hope you wouldn't mind. He went personal, so thereby I had only heard that law is an ass. I never knew that lawyers are. You know, I gave 32 facts. Did Tausif, my good friend, even rebut one? And I am not against welfare schemes, but I am against appeasement. What was the reason for Mamata Banerjee to give salaries to muezzims and imams and not to Hindu priests until the High Court struck it down? After 8 years, she relented and she gave salaries to Hindu priests. This is the reason. Blatant appeasement. And I gave the data which Tausif had absolutely no answer for except get rattled. Is he disputing the periodic labor force?
The other thing, sir.
Lying.
The other thing, sir.
No. Anand is lying. Hindu priest also gets a stipend from the government, but he is not saying that.
Again, you are being economical with the truth. Tausif Khan, what did he say? He said that the stipend is not the same, sir. There is no parity. There is no parity there. Please don't. You know, one panelist is questioning your intelligence right now. Please don't make the viewer doubt it altogether. Time and again, he said that they are not. It's not on parity, and it came after 8 years, and the amount was not the same. That's what he's saying. Open, brazen appeasement. But sir, the dangerous game that is being played is fear-mongering. The Home Minister of the state was the first one to fear-monger among the minorities or among the Muslims in Bengal ahead of the election. She was the first one to fear-monger. The second one, the Home Minister of the state, Mamata Bandyopadhyay herself, is the first one to say that there is no Ram in this state, whereas one of the Lok Sabha constituencies in Bengal is Sri Rampur. The third part, sir, she is the first one to turn around and said, I have done so much for Ramakrishna mission. How dare one of them go and advocate for the BJP? Is that what you are going to turn around and say? That's the tone she used. So let's not forget what is coming out from the chief patron of the Trinamool Congress, the star campaigner of the Trinamool Congress. If this is not brazenly, openly, 1, appeasement, 2, communal, 3, drawing a clear partisan approach between one community and the other, then what else is it? Ajay Alok.
Let us put the facts straight.
I have put the facts straight, sir.
No, you have not. No, you have not.
Sir,
no, you have not. Give me 1 minute.
Sir, Sir, 1 minute. Let Ajay Alok respond. No, let Ajay Alok respond, then I'll come to you. He's been patiently waiting for his turn. Yes.
Yeah, I want to say that politicians, whether chief minister or a prime minister or any minister, they are there to make reforms for the state, for the people. What kind of reforms you make, that determines your personality. Now, the kind of words Mamata Banerjee has chosen to speak in the last 3 or 4 years, and the kind of work she has done in the last 8 years as chief minister, it's a very clear-cut indication that what reforms she wants to bring in West Bengal. She wants to make it a radical state, which she is already successful. We have seen places like Sandesh Khali. We have seen her ministers talking about mini Pakistan and many other things. She cannot see Ram. And now she's openly threatening monks and priests that how dare they can go and talk about BJP has done so many things for them. If this is the kind of the reform a chief minister wants to make, that to turn a state into a radical state, well, people of Bengal have already realized it. And this is the most cruel face of Mamata Banerjee which is coming out. Like in the cases of Sandesh Khali, she keeps quiet, her government goes to the High Court.
Not just that, sir. She has
taken that Jahangir Khan.
Yeah, please complete. Yeah, complete.
So she has done So she has done everything to make sure that West Bengal becomes a radical, communal and a Islamic state.
Well, has she done that? The jury is out on that. The voters will decide. But Tausif Khan, please tell me, has the Home Minister of the state of Bengal ever said, curbed the kind of proposition that is being made inside the mosque via the loudspeaker and on the Friday sermon? What kind of suggestion has been made? Has she not openly stood there on the dais on a public platform and said what is the kind of suggestion that should actually be made to the entire people community who are coming there for prayers, where actually it is not supposed to be, it is not allowed for you to make any other suggestion which is beyond spiritual. But the suggestion, has that been curbed? Can anybody come out and say not a single suggestion such as this has been made? Not a single direction which is political has been made from a place of prayer? How is it that she has taken umbrage to one monk saying one thing in Murshidabad, sir? And that too from a public platform she is saying it, calling out. What is the intent there then? Had she said the same thing about a Muslim Maulvi or a Christian priest, what would have been your reaction? Forget her. Had Prime Minister Modi said that, what would have been your reaction? So how is it that it is okay for Mamata Bandyopadhyay to say whatever she wants, but somebody else should not say the same thing? And she can say whatever she wants about Hindus.
And I'll answer your question. First of all, my dear friend Anand Ranganathan, I didn't know those who call themselves scientists can also turn out to be ass until I met you. Now, I will first put the fact straight. You see, Waqf board has an earning from the property that were all Muslim property, and this is a fact which you are suppressing. This is a fact which you are suppressing. This is a fact you are suppressing. Okay.
Don't hate Hindus. I want to ask
now,
you, Tausif,
stop all this comedy. And Ranganathan, please stop all this comedy that you are doing. Okay. Let me. I did not disturb you. I did not disturb you. Why are you disturbing me?
Why don't you answer this question? Why do you hate Hindus so much?
I'm not getting. Give me uninterrupted 2 minutes. I need. Abhe, mere ko 2 minutes uninterrupted.
Well, I have to. We will take this debate forward with the assurance that we will take this debate forward, because it doesn't end here into midweek. Tausif Khan, Anand Ranganathan, we will take this debate forward into midweek. I thank you all. I request guests who are staying on for the next debate. We're going to turn the attention from Bengal into Jammu and Kashmir, the Union Territory, where perhaps the biggest impact, ladies and gentlemen, of the abrogation of Article 370, where the claim was that if 370 goes, ballot will trump bullet. The numbers speak for themselves. But when the numbers speak, ladies and gentlemen, we'll tell you here at the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studios that those netas who said hum 370 laenge, today after the big voter turnout and saying, oh, it's not because of the abrogation. Really? Stay with us.
People, though a White House spokesperson said Raisi had blood on his hands for supporting extremist groups in the region. An Israeli official who requested anonymity told Reuters it was not involved in the crash, while the U.S. said it played no role either.
فلذا فرمودن سوره فجر رو بخونید. امام صادق فرمودن
همتی از پرتو خورشید حق ما خادمان ملت غریب بذار که بی پرده بگم امام رضا دیوونتم یا حسین.
خب از این خبر همه ناراحت شدیم. بالاخره یک رئیس جمهور مردمی و یک رئیس جمهور خستگی ناپذیرمون رو از دست دادیم.
Back on, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a matter for all of us Bharatiya to be proud of, because all records of ballot or polling have been broken over the last few decades. Officials recording 59% polling in Baramulla, and this happened on Monday. Nearly 39% voter turnout in Srinagar on the 13th of May. And this is in Kashmir. Jammu has always returned good, healthy voting numbers. But the turnout in Baramulla, ladies and gentlemen, is the highest since 1967. Now, if this is not an effect of Article 370 being abrogated and that impact on ground, that democracy is blooming and shining, then what else is it? Let's take that to our guests first in just a bit. But first, let's see some of the numbers of Baramulla and Srinagar, and especially, more importantly, the turnout in Srinagar across the various districts also, or the assembly constituencies. Now, the historic numbers say 2014 it was 25.86%, 2019 it dropped to just 14.43%, 2024 it's gone up to nearly 39%, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's look at Baramulla. Baramulla, 2014 it was nearly 39%, 2019 it slipped down by about 2%, 37.41%, 2024 it's nearing 60%, 58.17%, ladies and gentlemen. And if you break down some of the terror hubs or those hubs where the polling booths would be boycotted, those numbers are phenomenal and just amazing. We'll put out the numbers of Shopaya, we'll try and put out some of the booth-wise and the area-wise numbers. Like in Eidgah, I just want to put this out, and if we can, Eidgah, Gandarbal, nearly 50% turnout. Lal Chowk, 27% turnout in Lal Chowk, which used to be barbed wires, etc. Look at those numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Pulwama, 43%. Shopaya, 47.88%. This is better than Mumbai, ladies and gentlemen. That's the reality. Let's look at Baramulla. Bandipora, 59.2%. This is greater than phase 1 average in some places. Better than Coimbatore, ladies and gentlemen. Better than Chennai, ladies and gentlemen. Baramulla, 52.15%. Birwa, 58.8%. Better than some of the early constituencies in Bihar, ladies and gentlemen. Badgam is 52%. Gulmarg is 57.87%. Better than Mumbai. All of Mumbai put together did not poll 57.87% as much as Gulmarg, and of course the numbers that we are seeing across the assembly constituencies in Baramulla. Gurez is 40.81%. How is it that this cannot be attributed to the abrogation of Article 370 and what's transpired since the 5th of August 2019 till the 20th of May 2024? Ajay Alok, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Ifra Jan, Spokesperson of the National Conference with us, Anand Ranganathan, author with us. Ifra Jan, Omar Saab himself was very, very happy, Omar Abdullah, when he was speaking to Rifat at News 18. I was live on air at that time saying it is amazing to see such a fantastic voter turnout. And today he says, oh, it cannot be attributed to the abrogation of 370.
Hi, thank you for calling me to your show. I hope when I speak, you do not interrupt me. Number one, you said that these are record turnout numbers in Jammu and Kashmir has not seen such numbers in decades. Absolutely wrong. In 2011, when Panchayat elections were held under National Conference government, we had 80% people coming out and voting in Jammu and Kashmir. So right now the polling percentage is around 35.
Which elections, ma'am? What elections in 2011?
We had 80%.
What elections were they?
Panchayat elections.
What elections are we
Panchayat
talking about right now?
Panchayat elections.
No, what elections are we talking about right now?
No, people coming out and voting means people are putting their faith in democracy. So this has nothing to do with Article 370.
What was the turnout at the 2009 Lok Sabha elections?
What was the turnout in 2011 elections? Same voters.
The Panchayat and Lok Sabha.
Voters were coming out.
You want me to pull out the recent
out.
Panchayat turnout in some of these constituencies? I am talking Lok Sabha elections.
कितनी बार सुनेंगे 2011 के
सेब और संतरा सेम है आपके लिए, ठीक है, आगे बोलिए. नहीं मैं बोल रहा हूँ सेब और संतरा आपके लिए सेम है तो ठीक है, आगे बोलिए.
ठीक है, चलिए ठीक है. दूसरी बात, the question is why is it that people were not turning out for such large numbers in parliament elections, but now they're turning out. Now I'm answering your questions. Number one, that's because in Jammu and Kashmir, no election has been held, no parliament or assembly election has been held for last 5 years. In fact, our assembly elections were due in 2018, and this is for the first time that people have actually been allowed to come out and vote. Abhi bhi BJP has not conducted the assembly elections only because the Supreme Court has told them to conduct the election. They might do it. Third last point, so are these people coming out and supporting the abrogation? If that was the case, BJP would not have been scared of fielding a candidate. BJP has not fielded any candidate in Kashmir Valley. This is people coming out and registering their anger against the policies of the BJP government, and we are very glad that they're doing it.
The same booth where Mr. Omar Abdullah spoke with Rifat Abdullah was the same booth in Baramulla where they used to pelt stones, burn it around and say boycott elections. And that were the Qs who came out and said, we are so happy that there are elections here. There are elections here. There are elections here. Whichever party, that's the beauty of it, Ifra Jan, that the BJP did not abrogate 370 for it to come and fight elections in Kashmir. It abrogated 370 so that there is only ek desh, ek vidhan, ek samvidhan and ek pradhan. That's the reason. That's the reason why. Please understand this basic aspect. Perhaps it's difficult for a party which saw the violation of the mandate of the people of Jammu and Kashmir in 1987. Please tell me what happened, Ifra Jan, in 1987. The champions of democracy, the National Conference must answer what was facilitated in 1987, ma'am. What happened in 1987?
Let the BJP
what happened in 1987?
Respond to my question,
I'm asking you, Ifra Jan, what happened in 1987?
I will tell you.
What happened in 1987?
If you let me speak, yeah.
Whose mandate was stolen away? By who? Whose mandate was stolen away by who? And then who came out? Who was then placed there and with a 5% voter turnout claimed to have the mandate of the people of Jammu and Kashmir? Please tell me. सेब संतरा कंपेयर करना आसान है, इतिहास याद रखना और इतिहास को यहाँ पर सही समय पर दोहराना और याद करना माजी को बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है मैडम. Yes, Ajay Alok, respond please. That this is not abrogation of 370, is not in favor of application of 370.
Sir, what will the BJP spokesperson, what have
yes,
you left
Ajay
for the
Alok.
BJP
Yes,
spokesperson?
Yes, Ajay Alok.
You have already
yes, Ajay
responded
Alok.
on BJP.
No, Ifra Jan, tell me what happened in 1987, ma'am. What happened in 1987 and thereafter in 1989? What was the voter turnout in 1989 and on that voter turnout, who claimed the mandate? Please tell me, Ifra Jan. Please, you've got today, ma'am. There is 4G in Srinagar. There is 4G in Srinagar. Please, you will be able to in the next 30 seconds tell me what happened in 1987 and then what happened in 1989 and who claimed the mandate with a 5% voter turnout. Yes, Ajay Alok, this is not a vote in favor of the abrogation of 370. That's what the National Conference believes. Please respond.
Well, they will love to believe it. The National Conference, PDP and the Congress. All three family-ruled dynasty party will love to believe this because on this narrative only they were thriving for the last 75 years. This huge voter turnout does not reflect the strength of our democracy, the beauty of our democracy, but also belief of the people in Indian Constitution to which they are united after abrogation of Article 370. That Jammu Kashmir is an integral part of India. And now people do believe in the Indian Constitution, and they do believe that yes, along with the country we have to move forward and we have to look into the direction of the progress. So let us ignore and avoid these two family fiefdom parties who have ruined Jammu and Kashmir for the last so many years.
You don't even have a candidate.
Now this
in
also
Kashmir,
reflects.
sir.
But there are those, the Gaowalas have candidates now, Ifrajan.
The kind of
The
impression.
Gaowalas of Kashmir have candidates now.
You don't even have a candidate.
The
in
Gaowalas
Kashmir.
of Kashmir
So
have
how
candidates
people-
now.
It also reflects.
Yes,
You have not even had
Ajay
the
Alok.
courage to field a candidate in Kashmir.
The Gaowalas
Now
of
it
Kashmir
also
have
now it
candidates
also
now.
reflects that Kashmir democracy in Kashmir. I am not talking about Jammu or Ladakh, where you see the record numbers coming out again. That it will also reflect that the people of Kashmir, what they have an impact in the whole world in terms of Indian democracy. It also
आप क्यों नहीं
reflects
लड़े
that
आजाद?
how people like Omar
BJP
Abdullah,
क्यों नहीं लड़ी?
Field
It's
candidate.
They
a
are just
simple
having
question by
restlessness.
the National Conference.
BJP
BJP last moment पर पीछे क्यों हट गई कश्मीर
yes,
से?
very simple. बिल्कुल जवाब दे रहा हूँ. For them, for family-oriented parties, Kashmir only means Kashmir. For us, it means Jammu, Kashmir, and Ladakh. So don't worry, we are contesting in Jammu, we are contesting in Ladakh.
कश्मीर से क्यों पीछे हट
Why
गए?
aren't you
And we will contest in Kashmir coming assembly elections. So this is the tactical part. Fine, if I'll ask PDP that why
Because
or
you
NC
knew
that
you
why
would
they don't
lose.
contest in next by Punjab or for that matter in
Because we
Uttarakhand, what they'll say.
openly
नहीं,
said
नहीं,
that
you are a
tactical
national
judgment
party, they
taken
are
by
a
the
regional
political
party,
parties themselves.
they are a national
So
party,
we are
they are a
coming on
regional
it.
party,
That's
they
not the
are a very
that's-
local party. So,
that's-
so for them for you to compare yourself with a very local party when you are one of the biggest political party in the world, well, there's a question that was asked because the BJP
Yes, of
announced
course,
that they will
we
not
are the biggest
contest in
political
Kashmir at the
parties
last
in the world,
moment.
and we
So
are
that's why
representing the
that's
prism
why
of
this
Jammu
question
and
is
Kashmir
being
and
that's why this
Ladakh.
question.
We will represent the prism of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh in one frame. We will not put it in a separate frame. We didn't contest. That's a political decision taken by the party, which was mandate, which
Now,
was necessary
whether
at this
that
point
is
of time to
convincing, whether
strengthen
that
the
will change
democracy
before the
in
30th of
Kashmir.
September
And
when
we
assembly
were
elections
convinced that
happen,
we were
we'll
true to
watch.
our
We'll watch.
conviction.
Dr. Ranganathan, what would you say?
3 or 4 points very quickly, Anand. Number one, look, everyone knows that Kashmir had been turned over decades into a snakes and ladders game. The ladders were supplied by Pakistan and the snakes were supplied by India. And most of these snakes are actually dynas. On August 5th, let me be absolutely clear. On August 5th, 2019, the crown of India was finally without thorns because Modi corrected a historic injustice that had brought untold misery to the people of Kashmir, who never entered the mainstream Kashmir discourse because it was hijacked by those who either through the patronage of religion or Pakistan or both played victim when it was actually they who perpetrated injustice. Refugee Melu Ram, one of 2 lakh West Pakistan refugees who ran for their lives and settled in Kashmir. Melu Ram and his children were barred from local jobs and welfare schemes. Gurkha Sagar Sahi, whose ancestors were brought to Kashmir to fight the invaders. Sahi won a gold medal in the Commonwealth Championship. Sahi applied for a job in J&K police. Sahi was rejected because he wasn't a domicile. Dalit Radhika Gill, her family was brought to Kashmir to work as sweepers in 1957. Radhika cleared the BSF entrance exam, but Radhika could only get a job as a sweeper because she wasn't a domicile. For 70 years, the human rights of lakhs of Dalits, Gurkhas, women, Sikhs, refugees were brutally trampled upon by the state. But it's politicians like Farooq Abdullah delighted in saying, and I quote, they want to abolish 370 and we'll remain silent. Inshallah, we will fight. We dare them. Allah would want that we gain independence from India.
So I assume you're not
the
going to
only
interrupt him,
independence that
right?
was gained was by India.
No,
from
he's quoting
people
Mr.
like
Farooq
him.
Abdullah. Did
And
Farooq Abdullah say that or not?
yes.
That's what
And
I'm
not
saying.
only
No,
that,
I'm very surprised that you will not interrupt him,
No,
but you will interrupt
he's
me
quoting.
20
He's
times.
quoting.
I-
He's quoting the national conference chief
Whoever
patron.
he's
Now, if I
quoting,
interrupt him
whatever
there,
he's saying.
I was worried you will take umbrage saying
Whatever
he's
he's
quoting
saying
Mr.
and
Farooq
whoever
Abdullah
he's
and you are not allowing him to complete.
Anand, please, my time has been taken up by this.
Yes.
You did not
yes.
allow anybody, me to
Yes.
complete.
Oh God, this perpetual victim card being played by turncoats. Now, Anand, I not
There is
only
no
quoted
perpetual
Farooq
victim
Abdullah.
card. There is a shameless goody
Anand,
media
please,
card being
can
cleared
you
here.
please?
See,
Anand,
you
can
may
I
call, you
please
may say
complete?
whatever you want, ma'am. You have not answered what happened in 1987 and what happened in
I
1989.
will answer what happened in
Who
1987
chose,
also. I mean, there are three BJP
who corrupted the
spokespersons
people's,
sitting here.
no,
Give
who
me the time to
corrupted the people's
respond.
mandate then, ma'am?
There are
Who
three
corrupted the people's
BJP
mandate then
spokespersons
and who
sitting here.
didn't?
Give me the time to respond. There are three BJP spokespersons sitting. There are three people speaking against us. So let me respond.
No, nobody, everybody is trying to say the moment you said you're okay to compare apples with oranges, there itself the debate lost the brevity itself, ma'am, because you don't compare apples with oranges. That's what it is. The moment you said you're okay to compare apples with oranges, the debate lost the brevity and the tone of the debate was set there itself, ma'am. So then we said, let's talk facts. So let's talk apples and let's talk oranges. We've just got news coming through. We've got big news coming through right now. After other separatists, the government has now tightened noose around the Hurriyat chairman. The Anti-Corruption Bureau has filed an FIR against Mirwais Umar Farooq and 6 other people for illegally encroaching custodian land in Srinagar. The land, according to the ICB, has been illegally taken over in connivance with the revenue officials. Mirwais Umar Farooq is currently the chairman of the banned Hurriyat conference, and if the charges are proven, the land and house in which Mirwais is living will be confiscated. This is an exclusive news break here at CNN News 18. So the crackdown on illegal occupancy continues. Those who have tried to use the mandate, use this entire aspect of the bullet and fear to try and take over land that doesn't belong to them, property that doesn't belong to them, funds that don't belong to them. Even cricket was not spared, ladies and gentlemen. And now here, homes which is custodian land have now been in connivance with revenue officials who are part of the system to corrupted the system. They are all under scrutiny, ladies and gentlemen, and if this is proven, the charges are proven, then the house and the place, land where Mirwais Umar Farooq is currently living will be confiscated. We're going to wind up on that note. Thank you very, very much.
جاری رهگی
انشالله که خدا به مردم ایران صبر بده. مطمئنا دشمنان سوء استفاده خودشونو میخوان بکنن. خبرهای امروز اسرائیل، آمریکا و انگلیس خودشونو نشون دادن، همونطور که در موضوعات دیگر در این کشور اتفاق افتاده خودشونو نشون دادن و مطمئنا ملت ایران قوی‌تر و بهتر نسبت به گذشته انشالله پیش خواهیم رفت.
با همه گیر و گرفتاریاشون پای خادمای شما ایستادن.
قطعاً میتونه مدیریت کنه. ما از این مراحل سخت‌تر هم داشتیم. اولین رئیس جمهور شهیدمون نبوده. مطمئناً هم از این حادثه با همیشه سربلند رد میشیم.
و حرف پیام این ملت رو چی جوری به همه دنیا رسون؟
کسی به من میگفت خوش به حالم کشتن همه اهالی ایران.
نوکرای امام حسین میخوان بخونن به این زن بدن، اما برای هممونه.
تو روابط تونیس رو اصلاح کن به تعبیر مولا امیرالمومنین.
Ve burada görüyorsunuz helikopterin
میتونه یک راه بسیار خوب امنی رو برای ترانزیت کالا برای
نظام هیچ خللی ایجاد نمیکنه. این حادثه سنگینیه برای همه ما در حقیقت مورد تأسف و تأثر
انشاءالله خود سربازان شهید سلیمانی این کار رو انجام.
Can the India bloc halt the Modi juggernaut? Join me, Nistula Hebbar, for the most dynamic and distinct coverage, unrivaled political punditry, and the sharpest election analysis. Elections equals CNN News 18.
Debris and mangled metal can be seen wedged between trees at a site said to be the wreckage of Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi's helicopter on Monday. The footage from a Turkish broadcaster showed parts of the destroyed aircraft in a misty, forested area. Officials in state media on Monday said Raisi, a hardliner seen as a potential successor to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed along with 6 others aboard the helicopter after it crashed in poor weather in mountains near the Azerbaijan border. Supreme Leader Khamenei, who holds ultimate power with a final say on foreign policy and Iran's nuclear program, announced 5 days of public mourning and said first Vice President Mohammad Makbar would take over as interim president. In the first cabinet meeting after the crash, the acting leader vowed the incident would not interrupt the government's operations.
This is a serious incident for all of us. It is sad and upsetting, but in the interests of the country and our people, we won't have any disruption. The country will continue moving forward under this leadership. Everyone should continue on with their roles despite this incident. In no way will this tragic incident interfere with the government and the running of our country.
The crash comes at a time of growing dissent within Iran over an array of political, social, and economic crises. Iran's clerical rulers face international pressure over Tehran's disputed nuclear program and its deepening military ties with Russia during the war in Ukraine. Iranians in exile in Berlin celebrated the president's death, while the head of a Paris-based Iranian opposition group told Reuters that Raisi's death represents an enormous and serious strategic blow to the mullah's supreme leader Ali Khamenei and the entire regime. The United Nations held a moment of silence for Raisi Monday, while leaders around the globe expressed their condolences, including Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan.
In a battle of alliances, will personal equations spoil chances? Join me, Smita Prakash, for the most dynamic and distinct coverage, unrivaled political punditry, and the sharpest election analysis. Elections is equal to CNN News 18.
Earlier, it sent rescue teams to assist, while even the U.S. offered to help after receiving a request from Iran, according to State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller.
I'm not going to get into the details, but we were asked by the Iranian government for assistance. We said that we would be willing to assist. It's something that we would do with respect to any government in this situation. Ultimately, largely for logistical reasons, we weren't able to provide that assistance.
The U.S. government offered condolences to the Iranian people, though a White House spokesperson said Raisi had blood on his hands for supporting extremist groups in the region. An Israeli official who requested anonymity told Reuters it was not involved in the crash, while the U.S. said it played no role either.
لذا فرمودن سوره فجر رو بخونید. امام صادق فرمودن
Will the nationalism pitch and the Hindutva push sway the voter? Join me, Veer Sanghvi, for the most dynamic and distinctive coverage, unrivaled political punditry, and the sharpest election analysis. Elections equals CNN News 18.
70 साल से अधिक
از پرتو خورشید حق ما خادمان ملت غریب بذار که بی پرده بگم امام رضا دیوونتم یا حسین.
خب از این خبر همه ناراحت شدیم. بالاخره یک رئیس جمهور مردمی و یک رئیس جمهور خستگی ناپذیرمون رو از دست دادیم و انشالله که خدا به مردم ایران صبر بده.
برادر بزرگوارم آقا حنیف طاهری عزیز.
مطمئنا دشمنان سوء استفاده خودشونو میخوان بکنن. خبرهای امروز اسرائیل، آمریکا و انگلیس خودشون رو نشون دادن، همونطور که در موضوعات دیگر در این کشور اتفاق افتاده خودشون رو نشون دادن و مطمئنا ملت ایران قوی‌تر و بهتر نسبت به گذشته انشالله پیش خواهیم رفت.
با همه گیر و گرفتاریاشون پای خادمای شما ایستادن.
قطعاً میتونه مدیریت کنه. ما از این مراحل سخت‌تر هم داشتیم. اولین رئیس جمهور شهیدمون نبوده. مطمئناً هم از این حادثه با مثل همیشه سربلند رد میشیم.
و حرف پیام این ملت رو چی جوری به همه دنیا رسون؟
نوکرای امام حسین میخوان بخونن به این زن بدن، اما برای هممونه.
تو روابط تونیس رو اصلاح کن به تعبیر مولا امیرالمومنین.
Ve burada görüyorsunuz helikopterin
میتونه یک راه بسیار خوب امنی رو برای ترانزیت کالا برای
نظام هیچ خللی ایجاد نمیکنه. این حادثه سنگینیه برای همه ما. در حقیقت
These elections impact Bharat's rise in the world. Join me, Nalin Mehta, for the most dynamic and distinctive coverage, unrivaled political punditry, and the sharpest election analysis. Elections equals CNN News 18.
انشاءالله خود سربازان شهید سلیمانی این کار رو انجام خواهند داد.
Debris and mangled metal can be seen wedged between trees at a site said to be the wreckage of Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi's helicopter on Monday. The footage from a Turkish broadcaster showed parts of the destroyed aircraft in a misty, forested area. Officials in state media on Monday said Raisi, a hardliner seen as a potential successor to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed along with 6 others aboard the helicopter after it crashed in poor weather in mountains near the Azerbaijan border. Supreme Leader Khamenei, who holds ultimate power with a final say on foreign policy and Iran's nuclear program, announced 5 days of public mourning and said First Vice President Mohammad Makbar would take over as interim president. In the first cabinet meeting after the crash, the acting leader vowed the incident would not interrupt the government's operations.
This is a serious incident for all of us. It is sad and upsetting, but in the interests of the country and our people, we won't have any disruption. The country will continue moving forward under this leadership. Everyone should continue on with their roles despite this incident. In no way will this tragic incident interfere with the government and the running of our country.
The crash comes at a time of growing dissent within Iran over an array of political, social, and economic crises. Iran's clerical rulers face international pressure over Tehran's disputed nuclear program and its deepening military ties with Russia during the war in Ukraine. Iranians in exile in Berlin celebrated the president's death, while the head of a Paris-based Iranian opposition group told Reuters that
CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio.
Hello and welcome to Brass Tacks. Coming to you live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio, I'm Zaka Jacob. There is huge controversy brewing in West Bengal. It began with Chief Mamata Banerjee saying that some religious persons involved with Hindu organizations like the Ramakrishna Mission, the Bharat, Sevashram, Sangha were acting like the agents of the BJP. One person that she referred to by name is a gentleman called Maharaj. He has now threatened the Chief Minister with a defamation suit and said that she should withdraw her comments. The Chief Minister is sticking to her guns against the charges that she made against Maharaj, saying that she was not targeting any institution, but only certain individuals like Maharaj, who she continues to say is acting at the behest of the BJP. The BJP has once again said that this shows Mamata Banerjee's Hindu Virodhi mindset. Does that charge hold? And is this further polarizing the pitch in the last leg, where about half a dozen odd seats in Bengal, particularly in Kolkata and wider Kolkata, will be voting in the next 2 phases?
বললো কার্তিক মহারাজ বলেছে তৃণমূলের এজেন্টকে আমরা বসতে দেবো না, আপনি বিজেপি করে দাঁড়ান।
মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্রী উনি যেটা বলেছিলেন, আমাকে প্রমাণ চেয়েছি আমি কোন জায়গায় আমি বলেছি, কোন বুথ থেকে আমি সেই কর্মীকে সরিয়ে দেওয়ার কথা বলেছি এবং সরিয়ে দেওয়া হয়েছে আমার কথায়।
यहाँ की सीएम मंच पर से इन महान संस्थाओं को धमका रही है। अपने वोट बैंक को खुश करने के लिए टीएमसी सरकार हद पार कर रही है। हमारे संतों का ये अपमान बंगाल कभी भी सहन नहीं करेगा।
All right, we'll be joined in a moment by National Spokesperson Sanju Verma of the BJP, Professor Manojit Mandal, political analyst, somebody who supports the TMC, will also be joining us. Shikha Mukherjee is a senior journalist, and Gargi Nandi Roy, political analyst, also joining us. Shikha Mukherjee, let me start with you first. Why? All right, I believe Sanju Verma and Manojit Mandal have also joined us. Manojit Mandal, let me start with you first. Why is Mamata Banerjee targeting Hindu organizations like the Ramakrishna Mission, the Bharat Sevashram Sangha? If she has problems with individuals within these organizations, then The law and order machinery is hers, the police is hers, she's the Chief Minister of Bengal. If she has evidence to show that any of these people were involving in criminal activities, activities that are against the law and order of the state, then please go ahead and take action against them. But by saying that some individuals within these religious organizations are acting like agents of the BJP, the Chief Minister willy-nilly is targeting these organizations. And these organizations, whether you like it or not, and you're from there, Professor, you don't need me to tell you this, organizations like Ramakrishna Mission, Bharat Sevashram Sangha are extremely not just popular but also very venerated organizations. Their contribution to Bengal society is etched in golden letters.
No, first of all, I think there is a lack of transmission as far as the issue about Ramakrishna Mission is concerned, because one of their seminal monks, as it were, Swami Paramananda Maharaj ji has issued statement, a video statement. I can play that video. He is giving thumping approbation to Mamata's actions in the matter. He's also condemning this Maharaj by the name of, I forgot the name of this Sevashram Maharaj. I do not even want to remember his name, because everyone knows that he is the political agent of BJP. Now, if he feels that it is not true, let him disprove. This person, in fact, is stopped, openly said that he won't allow TMC agents to sit in the booths of Purulia. This Kartik Maharaj or whatever Maharaj. And let us not deceive ourselves by saying that that in the name of quote unquote Maharaj Charcha or Sannyasi Raj, some of the BJPs are already in the parliament. Shakshi Maharaj is one of them. You call them Maharaj. Pragya Singh Thakur, you call them Sadhvi. She was accused of terrorism. The facts even that they are not targeting Hindus. They're targeting some individual, or rather exposing, not even targeting. We knew that these people were doing these things.
Okay, now one second, before I bring others in. No, Professor Mandal, one second. If the contention, hear me out. If the contention of the Chief Minister is that this gentleman, Mr. Kartik Maharaj, spread whatever violence in Rajinagar, or he was responsible for not allowing TMC polling agents, whatever it is, whatever the charge that she is making, right? And I spoke to Kartik Maharaj. I'll play out that interview at the end of this debate. I asked him this question as well. He said, I'm issuing an open challenge to the Chief Minister. If she has video proof, or if she has any kind of proof, the police is hers, the law and order machinery is hers, she de facto is the Home Minister of the state as well, the police reports to her. Why does she not ask the police to lodge an FIR, take action against Kartik Maharaj?
Can I answer that question? When did this happen, Jaka? It happened during the Ram Navami celebration, when the law and order machinery was under the election commission. They removed that particular SP from that area of Rajinagar. I mean, have some proper transmission of facts, Jaka. You are such a celebrated anchor in India.
No. One second. Your contention is he's a political agent. He's been acting at the behest of the BJP. What about the time? A model code has come into effect only from March. What about the time before that? The police was reporting to the Chief Minister.
This particular riot happened during the Ram Navami procession, when election commission code of conduct was already
but your contention is he didn't become a BJP agent just 3 weeks ago, right?
Look.
No, your contention is that he didn't become a BJP agent just 3 weeks ago.
Can I speak? You are a
and by the way, Professor, let me remind you, and let me also remind our viewers, that if a crime happens, even when the model code is in play, and even when the election commission has oversight of law and order, if a crime takes place, if a murder takes place, are you telling me murder case won't be registered by the police? So please don't give us this fictitious thing that EC is responsible.
It will happen.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't buy that argument.
There are so many.
Let me ask Sanju Verma. Okay, Sanju Verma, please respond. I spoke to Mr. Kartik Maharaj. One second. Let me ask him. Mr. Kartik Maharaj is using the exact same language as any BJP spokesperson. And I don't have a problem with it. Nobody should have a problem with it. The problem is this. Then please say that you're a political appointee. So please say you're a political agent. That's what the TMC is saying. He is using the exact same language that Sanju Verma uses.
Oh my God. Zaka, today you've decided you're going to make life difficult for me, But on a more serious note, I just have good to see you at 9 p.m. Zaka. As an audience, we were missing you on brass tacks. Coming to the moot point, let me take the bull by the horns. I'm not going to, shove things under the carpet. First and foremost, I'm glad you mentioned this because, there is this whole cottage industry which keeps coming on television debates and says, oh, if there's a problem in West Bengal right now, you ask questions to the Election Commission, they are accountable because abhi to Model Code of Conduct is in play. Article 324 right up till Article 328 of the Constitution clearly says the Election Commission's job is to ensure free and fair elections, but that does not mean that the law and order apparatus, the law and order machinery ceases to be under the aegis of the ruling state dispensation, in this case Mamata Banerjee, and by virtue of being not only the chief minister but the de facto home minister, and by virtue of law and order being a state subject under the 7th schedule of the constitution, Mamata Banerjee is responsible, period. Do not try and shove things onto the election commission. And if Mamata Banerjee feels that Kartik Maharaj is indeed engaging in violence or was responsible for what happened on Ram Navami, she should have filed an FIR and brought him to book. So now, in hindsight, Ram Navami was all the way between April 17th and April 19th. We Hindus celebrated for 2 to 3 days with pomp and gaiety. Now suddenly in May, almost after a month, you've woken up and realized that Kartik Maharaj needs to be held accountable. This stinks of nothing but vote bank appeasement politics because she wants Muslim consolidation and mind
you are not intervening.
Can I please finish?
No, one second. Let her finish.
I'm just finishing my point.
Sir, let her finish, sir. Please. I will. One second. Let her finish.
I want to say one very interesting. Are Mr. Mandal, you will also get opportunity to go on and on.
I don't get this. You. I don't get this kind of unhindered.
Sir, आप 2 minutes तो दे दो. Let her make a point. I am asking a counter question also. Yes, 1 second.
20 seconds.
Yes. 1
second.
Sanju Verma.
Thank you. Zaka, I don't know if you've noticed one thing. I have noticed this. Mamata Banerjee makes these incendiary statements at very chosen occasions and in certain districts where the Muslim population is in majority. I will tell you this. Zaka, this is not a way to debate. I did not heckle him.
Mondal Saab, why are you making me do this? I mean, I don't like putting people's leaders down. Let her please make a point. उसके बाद मैं आपके पास वापस आ जाऊंगा.
Please remember that.
Yeah.
I don't do this to anyone, and I don't think, Zaka, I'm mollycoddled on your shows. You are very blunt with me. I expect that, you will extend the same kind of blunt courtesies to Mr. Mondal also. Let me tell you one thing. I have noticed one thing about Mamata Banerjee. Each time she says, what did she say on Ram Navami? Do you remember? I remember her exact words. अरे Ram Navami के दिन में ये हिंदू लोग सब दंगा करता है. ये लोग सब दंगाबाज है. ये रामनवमी का अवसर इन लोगों के लिए दंगाबाजी का दिन है. Let these people be happy by shouting जय श्री राम. इनका जो दंगाबाजी का स्लोगन है जय श्री राम, ये बोलने दो.
Okay.
How dare a Hindu-phobic Mamata Banerjee equate Jai Shri Ram with Gundaism? How dare she equate Jai Shri Ram with hooliganism?
Okay.
Why on earth are you going on heckling me, Mr. Mandal? Each time I make a valid point, you are heckling. I need by 20 seconds more. Please understand, Mamata Banerjee undermined the credibility of Ramakrishna mission at a rally in Murshidabad, which has a 67.3% Muslim population. Earlier, she undermined Hindus at Uttar Dinajpur with a 49.9% Muslim population. Is it a coincidence? Each time she goes to Uttar Dinajpur.
Okay, Mr. Mondal, please respond uninterrupted. 30 seconds. All, and then I have to go to Shikha Mukherjee and to Gandhi North.
I felt pity about the level of transmission of information. Murshidabad has already gone for election. She doesn't need to do this. I mean, it is you and your Prime Minister is every other day coming and playing divisive politics.
He's your Prime Minister also.
What is your problem now?
Minister
Please keep quiet. Please keep quiet. Please keep
Okay,
quiet.
Sanjeev Verma, let him make his point, please. Let him make his point.
This is the level of tolerance of
Professor Mondal, yeah, Professor Mondal, make the meteor point. Make the substantive point, please. Please.
Substantive points about intolerance of the fake Hindus like Sanjeev Verma and Mr. Narendra Modi. What are you talking about?
You will allow that to go unchecked?
If you are a Hindu,
Yeah, but how are you passing, how are you passing such broad brush statements calling Sanjeev Verma fake Hindu and so on? Come on. I'm once again appealing to you, Professor Mondal, make the substantive point. No personal attacks, please.
Points about Hinduism. What Mr. Sambit Patra has said, what does Hinduism? That Mr. Jagannath, Lord Jagannath is Modi's work. That is Hinduism.
Oh my God, he's already admitted that
he has apologized for it. He has said it's a slip of the tongue. Come back to the issue at hand. The issue at hand is what is it that prompted Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of Bengal, to make this attack on certain individuals who are religious figures, who belong to religious organizations?
When you use and weaponize religion for a particular political party, these people needs to be exposed. I think Mamata, people of India should thank Mamata for exposing whatever is his Karti. I don't even call him Maharaj. He's Karti.
Gargi Nandi Roy, again, the attack by the BJP against Mamata Banerjee is, she is saying this in places where the Muslim population
Look at the level of
bigger.
language that he uses for the
They're
Chief
also
Minister.
alleging that she is doing this to consolidate the Muslim vote bank. Now, the issue is that I spoke to Kartik Maharaj, and I'll play this out in the later part of this debate, once this debate gets over. He is saying that there are districts in Bengal which are like Pakistan. Now, if he can use that language, then he should also face the language that Mamata Banerjee is using against him.
Zaka, thank you for inviting. Let me give rebuttal to Monojit Da point by point. First of all, Zaka, what did Kartik Maharaj do? Why is Mamata Banerjee angry with Kartik Maharaj? There are several reasons. Now, first of all, Kartik Maharaj had organized a protest against that threat issued by Mamata Banerjee's blue-eyed boy, the TMC MLA of Murshidabad, Humayun Kabir. And what did he say? That in Murshidabad there is 70% Muslims and only 30% Hindus. So they can chop Hindus and drown them in the water of Bhagirathi. What has happened to Humayun Kabir? Nothing. So Kartik Maharaj had conducted a protest against that, and rightfully so, because being a monk, it is his duty to protect the dharma rakshati rakshitaha. And now, there are other reasons. In last few years, Kartik Maharaj has become the face of harmony, service and Sanatan in Bengal. Let me tell you, Zaka, that why is Mamata Banerjee scared? Let me tell you, Kartik Maharaj, please let me. Don't second me, Monojit.
Please, Mandal Sahab, ye kya hai? You are the only one who's interjecting when others are speaking. Nobody is interjecting when you are speaking. Please let her finish.
Yeah, Monojit, please don't heckle me.
Please. Let's not do this. I've given you ample time. Please allow the others to make their point.
Aurangabad, one at Beldanga, one at Nadia. Please let me make my points. He runs 3 ashrams, and in the Aurangabad ashram, they also run a hospital which gives treatment to all people, including a huge section of Muslims. He runs school where Muslim children come. So Mamata Banerjee felt that there is a section of Muslim who listens to Kartik Maharaj. And let me tell you, why did I say that in last 3 years he has become the face of Sanatan? He organized different events, Sanatan events. After 703 years, the Kumbh Mela was organized at Triveni. And Kartik Maharaj was the president. He carried food and blanket in lorries. Then there was Lokhokonthe Gita Path. It was a Gita chanting by lakhs, and before that in Mayapur, 5,000 people chanted Gita. All those were organized by Kartik Maharaj. And what did he do? He tried to unite different branches of Hinduism.
Okay.
There on the same stage, monks of Ramakrishna Mission and Tarapit Tantric were sitting. So Mamata Banerjee felt scared. She felt that some Muslims may listen to Kartik Maharaj because of the service being given, and then some Muslim votes may go to Congress and left. So all this together, she felt the need to divide and she felt the need to polarize the Muslims.
Okay,
and
let me
tell
ask
Manojit
Shika,
Kondol
let me ask
on
Shika
10,
Mukherjee this.
24,
Is it fear of
Dhaka,
losing the
10
Muslim?
seconds.
Is
On
it
10,
fear of
5,
losing the
10,
Muslim
5,
vote,
24.
or is it, as the BJP alleges, and they are giving instances where Mamata Banerjee in the past has made comments which can be viewed as anti-Hindu. In January 2024, she said that the BJP is treating Ram Mandir inauguration as their Independence Day. In April 2023, she said, I urge my Hindu brothers to maintain peace during holy month of Ramzan. She's never said, I urge my Muslim brothers to maintain peace during Ram Navami. In March 2023, again she said, urge Ram Navami processions to maintain peace and avoid Muslim areas, as though those Muslim areas are not in Bengal. And of course, the most infamous one in 2019 May, where there were chants of Jai Shri Ram, and she came out of her car and started saying that these are abusive outsiders. A series of instances where the Chief Minister of Bengal has seemingly made anti-Hindu comments. That's why the BJP is saying that she has an anti-Hindu mindset. Shika Mukherjee.
Anti-Hindu mindset? What does that mean? I don't even understand it.
All these comments exemplify that.
No, I don't think so. I think there is a politics to it, and let's stick to the politics of it. Anti-Hindu is not something that I can judge on. Frankly speaking, that's not what I judge.
No, so all these comments are what? Pro-Hindu?
Yeah, and then
these comments that I just outlisted, are they pro-Hindu? If they're not anti-Hindu, then what are they?
They're critical of Hindu, of a particular brand of Hinduism.
Okay, one sec. She's not used the word BJP or RSS anywhere. Urge my Hindu brothers to maintain peace.
I mean, Zaka,
urge Ram Navami processions to maintain peace.
And we continuously look at context. If the context is Ram Navami, let me go back to this year, the Calcutta High Court judgment. The case went to the Calcutta High Court. What did the Calcutta High Court say?
No, they allowed the Ram Navami processions.
No, they did
the
not.
court did not say no Ram Navami processions.
Zaka, get your facts right.
Did the court put a blanket ban on Ram Navami processions? No. Can I have Shika Mukherjee on screen, please? Did the Calcutta High Court, ma'am, put some kind of blanket stay on Ram Navami processions? I want to ask you that.
No, this is I take this as very biased. Why? Because here was the judge who said he laid down very specific conditions, and he expressed his concern that there should be no disturbance of the peace.
No, one second. That is not the same thing. That is not the same thing as what you insinuated earlier. That somehow all Ram Navami processions were, law and order problems, and that all folks who were taking out Ram Navami processions were all thugs. That's the insinuation you made.
Procession is not even important in West Bengal. Why are you going on and on about
No, one second. Did the court allow the procession to happen or not?
Durga Puja.
It's a simple question, ma'am. Did the court
Hindu
allow Ram
festival
Navami processions to go ahead or not?
And what happens then? Are there any clashes?
Shika Mukherjee, I'm asking you a simple question.
This is ridiculous.
I'm asking you a very simple question, ma'am. It is no one's contention. It is no one's contention that Durga Puja should not be celebrated. Of course, it should be celebrated. Similarly, Ram Navami should be celebrated as well. And people went to court saying there will be a law and order problem. And the court said, go ahead with the procession. It did impose conditions. I'm not saying no. But that's not what you insinuated in the first part of your answer. You insinuated as though the court put a blanket ban on the Ram Navami processions, as though all people who were taking out the procession were hooligans.
Why should it?
Because that's the contention you made, right? What did the court say? What did the court say?
You are being absurd. You are being absurd.
Come on, you made a factual error, and now you are characterizing
a complete fool of herself. On national TV.
I have a few questions for Manojit Mondal. Please, let me come.
Okay, Gargi Nandi Roy wants to respond to Manojit Mondal.
I have a question.
Okay, she has a question. Gargi Roy and then Manojit Mondal. On screen, please. Yeah.
Even I need to make a point, Zaka.
Manojit, the first question. What steps have you taken against Humayun Kabir, who threatened Hindus? Second question, how is it okay when the imams in Baharampur on 16th April had a meeting for campaigning for Yusuf Pathan? Third question, on 10th of May, there was a press release by Bongio Imam Porishad asking people to vote for the Trinamool. How is that fine?
Okay.
So,
Manojit
and
Mandal
fourth
respond.
question,
If imams
why
of certain
the Haji
constituencies
Nurul
can
Islam-
openly
last
back
question,
TMC
why
candidates,
Haji Nurul
why
Islam-
can't Kartik Maharaj back the BJP?
One second, last question, Manojit Da. One second. Why is Haji Nurul Islam, who is accused of Beganga riots, during which Hindu temples and buildings were brought down, he is given the ticket?
Okay, fine. Let him respond. No, let him
this
respond.
four
I'll leave the Haji
questions.
Nurul Islam this thing aside. But the meatier point she's making is, if Islamic clerics are coming out and saying back this TMC candidate and back that TMC candidate, why is it then such a crime for Kartik Maharaj to come out and say back this BJP candidate?
I tell you one thing. First of all, please stop calling him Maharaj. The kind of language that he uses.
Arey, that's his name, yeah. I can't change your name. No, I have to call you Manojit Mandal. If his name is Kartik Maharaj, I'll call him Kartik Maharaj. What else can I call him?
You have no idea what Bengali surname. Maharaj can't.
Okay, go on. Please make the substantive point. I don't know why you're obsessed with these semantics. Maybe because you're a professor of English, but please go ahead. Substance over semantics, please.
Why do you allow me to even speak?
Yes, I'm listening.
The fact remains that a religious leader with some idea of renunciation will not use this kind of...
Oh my God, what is this?
Now your friend has come in. Oh my God, what is oh my God? Your God is Kartik
Zaka, what's wrong with Manojit Mandal?
What happened to you today, sir?
He is not our God. There are so many monks, including I show you the Maharaj from Ramakrishna.
Zaka, you will have to allow the BJP rebuttal. This cannot be a monologue by Mr. Mandal. This cannot be a monologue by this man.
I'm completely out of time, but Sanju Verma, 30 seconds. I have to completely wrap up. 30 seconds, please.
Zaka, my limited point is this. Malda riots of 2016, Bhaduria riots of 2017, Asansol riots of 2018 in West Bengal, Jadavpur riots of 2019, Sitakulchi riots of 2021. All these riots at the epicenter was the fact that Mamata Banerjee did not want Hindus to celebrate either Ram Navami or Hanuman Jayanti or Durga Puja.
Okay, we'll have to leave it at that. I'm completely out of time. Really sorry to the guests, but we're completely out of time. It's a truncated debate. I have to play out that portion of the interview that I did with Kartik Maharaj as well. But you're watching Brass Tacks, and we're coming to you live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime studio. Like I said, I spoke to Kartik Maharaj, the man who's at the center of this storm, who was named by Mamata Banerjee, saying that he's acting at the behest of the BJP. And I asked him specifically, why does he support the BJP? And if he's such an ardent sort of supporter of the BJP, why doesn't he just drop the idea of being behind the facade of a religious organization and directly join politics? He's also filed a defamation case against the Chief Minister and said that if she does draw her comments, then he will press for criminal action against her. Listen in to this interview. कार्तिक महाराज जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। जो वेस्ट बंगाल के मुख्यमंत्री ममता बनर्जी, उनका मानना ये है और उनका कहना ये है कि उन्होंने कोई इंस्टीट्यूशन को नहीं टारगेट किया, चाहे वो रामकृष्ण मिशन हो, चाहे वो आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो भारत सेवाश्रम संघ। उन्होंने सिर्फ ये कहा, एक दो इंडिविजुअल्स और आपके नाम लेते हुए कहा कि आप भारतीय जनता पार्टी बीजेपी के लिए काम कर रहे हैं। इसको आप कैसे रिस्पॉन्ड करेंगे?
ये भारत सेवाश्रम संघ, आरके मिशन, स्कॉन, इस फेमस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बांग्ला में काम कर रहे हैं, ऑल ओवर इंडिया में काम कर रहा है। लेकिन हमारा जो प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी, उसको सुनाम किया था, वो जो अच्छे काम कर रहा है, इसमें मीटिंग में बोला था नरेंद्र मोदी वो तो बीजेपी के लीडर नहीं है ना, हमारा देश के प्रधानमंत्री है। देश के प्रधानमंत्री, मैं उसको पास गया था, उनको पास जो हमारा लक्ष्यगंज में गीता पाठ हुआ है ब्रिगेड पैरेड ग्राउंड में, उसी टाइम उनको पास गया था। और जो नरेंद्र मोदी को साथ हमारा जो गुजरात जो हमारा ब्रांच है, सूरत, अहमदाबाद, बहुत दिन से हमारा संपर्क हुआ है। इसीलिए प्राइम मिनिस्टर जो काम कर रहा है, अभी 370 अभी उद्योग किया था, तलाक बंद किया था। अब देश में जो अभी अंदर में जो काम हो रहा है, बहुत अच्छा काम है ना, ये प्रशंसा करने के लिए बोला महात्मा लोग बीजेपी के लोग प्रचार कर रहा है।
नहीं, लेकिन कार्तिक महाराज जी, मुख्यमंत्री का कहना यह है कि आप तो आध्यात्मिक आदमी हो, आप राजनीतिक व्यक्ति थोड़ी ना हैं, तो आपको अगर बीजेपी को सपोर्ट करना तो सपोर्ट कीजिए, लेकिन ये रिलीजन का जो फसाड है उसको हटाकर आप कीजिए। वो कह रहे हैं कि इफ ही वांट्स टू सपोर्ट बीजेपी, लेट हिम डू इट ओपनली।
मैंने ठीक वो तो बोले थे, लेकिन महात्मा लोग स्वामी विवेकानंद किया क्या? स्वामी विवेकानंद देश में काम किया, मैन मेकिंग नेशन के काम कर रहा है, तो आपके मिशन भी काम कर रहा है, भारत सेवाश्रम संघ जो सेवा काम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन देश के समाज के लिए, राष्ट्र के लिए, धर्म के लिए महात्मा लोग को तो आगे बढ़ाना होगा ना। इसीलिए मैं भारत सेवाश्रम संघ के संत, ये हमारा धर्म संकट है, वो चल रहा है, हिंदू धर्म खतरे में है, खतरे में कर रहा है, पॉलिटिकल आदमी लोग कर रहा है, इसीलिए मैं बोले थे, और इसीलिए प्रचार कर रहा है जो महाराज बीजेपी जो हिंदू धर्म के बात करेगा वही लोग को बीजेपी बनाएगा।
लेकिन महाराज जी ये बताइए, मुख्यमंत्री ने ये भी बोला है, एंड आई एम कोटिंग व्हाट ममता बनर्जी सेड, कि रजी नगर में अभी हाल ही में कुछ झड़प हुई थी, कुछ दंगे हुए थे, वो कह रही हैं कि वो हुआ आपकी वजह से, क्योंकि टीएमसी का जो पोलिंग एजेंट है वहां पे आपने नहीं बिठाया। क्या इसमें कुछ सच्चाई है?
मैं तो यहाँ 40 साल तक मुर्शिदाबाद में है, यहाँ तो पुलिस सुपरिटेंडेंट है, एसपी साहब है, तो एसपी साहब जो 3-4 एसपी साहब हमारा साथ हुए हैं, तो उनको साथ पूछने से, उनको रिपोर्ट लेने से तो फैसला हो जाए। वो तो चीफ मिनिस्टर है, तो मेरे तो अरेस्ट करने चाहिए, क्यों नहीं अरेस्ट किया था? तो भारत सेवाश्रम संघ जो ये काम कर रहा है, दंगों पे काम कर रहा है, हिंदू मुसलमान में काम कर रहा है, लेकिन यहाँ का जो सिटिंग एमएलए साहब हुमायूं कबीर, वो बात ओपनली मीटिंग करके बोले थे कि 70% मुर्शिदाबाद में हम लोग है, 30% हिंदू है, 2 घंटे से काट करके गंगा में भसा देंगे।
नहीं तो आप ओपन चैलेंज दे रहे हैं ममता बनर्जी को, अगर आपने दंगे फैलाया है तो आपको अरेस्ट करें?
यस।
आप ये बताइए, आपने अभी एक डेफेमेशन नोटिस भी भेजे हैं मुख्यमंत्री जी को, और आपने कहा कि 3 या 4 दिन के अंदर अगर वो वापस नहीं लेती उनके जो प्रचार थी, तो आप क्रिमिनल एक्शन भी ले सकते हैं। क्या आप अड़े हुए हैं? क्योंकि मुख्यमंत्री ने ये बोला है कि उन्होंने सिर्फ 1-2 व्यक्तियों का नाम लिया है, ना कि उन्होंने इंस्टीट्यूशन का नाम लिया है।
वो कार्रवाई करेंगे, वो हमारा जो लॉयर है ना जी, कार्रवाई करेंगे, कानून की कार्रवाई करेंगे।
ओके कार्तिक महाराज, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस।
Death represents an enormous and serious strategic blow to the mullah's supreme leader Ali Khamenei and the entire regime. The United Nations held a moment of silence for Raisi Monday, while leaders around the globe expressed their condolences, including Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan, who said earlier it sent rescue teams to assist, while even the U.S. offered to help after receiving a request from Iran, according to State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller.
I'm not going to get into the details, but we were asked by the Iranian government for assistance. We said that we would be willing to assist. It's something that we would do with respect to any government in this situation. Ultimately, largely for logistical reasons, we weren't able to provide that assistance.
The U.S. government offered condolences to the Iranian people, though a White House spokesperson said Raisi had blood on his hands for supporting extremist groups in the region. An Israeli official who requested anonymity told Reuters it was not involved in the crash, while the U.S. said it played no role either.
Dushman